私が自ら決起した者たちを説得してまいります。
That's insane. Might as well just serve it as Captain Sagiri on a silver platter. That'd be throwing all of our hard work and sacrifices so far right out the window. We're surrounded and we've got no idea what kind of reinforcements we can expect, if any. Hell, if the situation doesn't improve, who knows if we'll even get Her Highness out of this in one piece.
恐れながら殿下、その提案には賛同いたしかねます。無礼を承知で言わせていただきますが、到底正気の沙汰とは思えません。
少佐、口を慎まれよ。
良いつくよみ。少佐のお立場であれば至極もっともであろう。
殿下、旧下田はもうすぐです。何卒。
Yeah, no shit, the Major's not just gonna go along with this. If Her Highness ends up in Captain Sagiri's hands, then America's excuse for intervening would be null and void, not to mention that it would be downright embarrassing. The odds might be stacked against him in every regard, but giving up without a fight would still be viewed as a complete blunder on the Major's part. Of course, if this operation were to fail, all the American lives lost here would be in vain. But wait, hang on a minute. On the other hand, Her Highness's idea could be a reasonable way to put an end to this conflict without letting any more lives go to waste. The rebel force's top priority is to receive Her Highness's favor and to have her condone the rebellion. But since they killed the Prime Minister and several other cabinet members, all of whom were loyal to the Shogun, the capital's gone up in arms. Surely they recognize that just capturing Her Highness won't negate all their problems. I wonder, does Captain Sagiri even know that he's being used as a pawn by the anti-alternative forces and Alternative 5 supporters? Or maybe he does know, and chose to take advantage of their mutual interest to further his own objective. No matter how this happened, Captain Sagiri should still feel responsible for creating this situation. That's why he came all the way out here in person. So if he saw Her Highness in front of him, he might not want to start another fight. And if Her Highness tells them to surrender, there's a good chance they actually would. It's also possible that the captain would lose it and try to kidnap Her Highness, but if he did that, then he really would be nothing more than a traitor. That's exactly what the government and the military are hoping he'll do. Even if Her Highness does fall into their hands, she should never approve of their actions, not in this situation. Which means the worst case scenario would be the captain killing the shogun himself. That, or what if they demand something of her that goes completely against all of her morals and she chooses death?
すべての者たちの望みを満たす道が常にそなたの前にあるとは限りません。その時何によって決断し、どのような道をかの者たちに指し示すのか。その時迷いがあったなら原点を顧みること、立ち止まる勇気を持つのです。そして自らの手を汚すことを厭うてはならないのです。そなたが何がしかの答えを得る手がかりになると良いのですね。
Wait a second. Don't tell me. This is what she meant by not hesitating to bloody your own hands? Is this what she hoped would help me guide me to the Is this what she hoped would help guide me to the answer I seek? No, hang on. What if she literally intends to get blood on her hands?
心配はいりません。操縦の心得は多少あります。飾りとはいえ、軍
Could she be planning to strike down Captain Sagiri herself?
では尋ねる。つくよみ注意。君は将軍を直営する任務を与えられた近衛軍の士官として殿下のご提案を是認できるのかね。
私は殿下のご意志に賛同申し上げます。
注意。血迷ったか。
かの者たちは殿下を案じて決起した次第。どうして殿下に対し弓引くような真似ができましょうか。
すでに奴らは自らの主張を翻し、帝都で先端を開き、殿下と民間人を危険にさらしている。
では、この休戦の成立はいかに？
この休戦は奴らにとっては手段だ。目的ではない。目的である殿下を目の前にして何もしないなどと。エアボーン強襲という狂気を平然と実行するような連中の覚悟を侮るな。
お言葉ですが、かの者を侮っておられるのは少佐です。
私が侮っているだと？
職業軍人である少佐にあの空挺を狂気としか理解できないことは致し方ありません。
その話はもういい。君に意見を求めた私が間違っていた。
あくまでも殿下のご意志は没却されるおつもりか。
注意。君には残念なことだろうが、私は日本帝国の軍人ではなくアメリカの軍人だ。そして私に与えられた任務は殿下を無事に横浜基地までお連れすることだ。 はっきり言おう。協力するなら同行を認める。邪魔になるようであれば排除する。
Whoa.
ではただいまここでそのようになさるがよい。
Seriously, guys, can't you give it a rest? Now is not the time to be fighting amongst ourselves.
つくよみ、下がりなさい。それ以上はなりません。少佐、進化の無礼、平にご容赦を。そなたのお立場もご意見も重々心得ております。
は、恐れ入ります。
されどこたびのよし、承認を求めているのではありませんゆえ、そなたに従うことかないません。どうか許すのよ。
However, I was not asking for permission.
殿下。
つくよみ、竹三和地をもて。
はは。
Oh god, she really is planning to do this herself.
お待ちください。
Meiya.
何事だ訓練兵。勝手に持ち場を離れるな。
Meiya's walking right up to Her Highness. This is the first time they've seen each other since they were separated at birth. It's the first time they've been able to meet face to face. To think this wouldn't even be happening if things hadn't gotten so out of hand.
そなたは
国連太平洋方面第11軍第 207A 士訓練部隊所属三剣メイヤ訓練兵であります。殿下。
Oh, Jesus Christ. My finger was stuck on the button. Backlog, what happened? It does me great honor that you would deign to grace me with your presence. Everyone's like all silent. Okay. Good, glad I'm all caught up. One way or another, they finally got an excuse to see each other. Whatever the circumstances, it should be a moment worth savoring.
こたびの件における殿下のご心痛のほど、私ごときには察することもできぬ深いものでございましょう。
But Meiya seems determined not to look up at her. Is that part of the tradition too? They can't even look each other in the eye?
そして殿下の先ほどのご提案、それが民草への限りなき慈愛とご配慮にあふれたものであることは疑うべくもございませんが、しかし恐れながら元凶を鑑みますに、少佐殿にも一部の利があるのではないかと。これ以上の無益な流血を避け、一刻も早い事態の収拾を図るためには、総国を乗り越え全部隊が一致団結することこそが肝要と存じます。
それは十分存じております。
では無礼を承知でご提案申し上げます。
Oh? What you got up your sleeve, Meiya?
申すがよい。
決起せし者たちを説得する大任、
Oh.
この私めに拝命賜りたいと存じます。誠に恐れ多いことではございますが、私は常日頃より殿下に生き写しとの声明を馳せております。お召し物を拝借するご無礼をお許しいただけるなら、おそらくかの者たちに看破される恐れはないと存じます。
されど
この身を殿下のお役に立てる機会、今をおいて他にございません。何とぞ。
For your life to be of use? Dude. You've got to be kidding me. Is that really the only way for you to feel like your life has meaning? Are you implying that your only purpose in life is to serve as the shogun's body double? And yet, I can't rebuke her for it. She lived her entire life believing that it's the sole reason for her existence. I can't just deny her that, but still.
そなたの申し出、大変嬉しく思います。
恐れながら殿下、御身の責務とはそのようなことではございますまい。民を慈しみ、国土を育み、そしてそれらを広く深い徳をもって治め導く、それこそが御身に課せられた第一の責務ではございませぬか。今殿下に万に一つの大事あらば、遠からず帝国は滅びましょう。こたびの騒乱の責任が御身にあると申されるならば、今数要なのはかの者たちを御自ら中することではございますまい。
Oh, so you drew the same conclusion, huh? Even without exchanging a single word with her. Damn. Guess you really are in tune with Her Highness's feelings.
ご心痛いかばかりかと存じますが、事後の民のためを第一にお考えくださいますよう、伏して申し上げます。
Damn, Meiya. You've carried an enormous burden on your shoulders since the day you were born. And just look how nobly you're bearing it. You two aren't polar opposites, like light and shadow. You're just the Shogun's twin sister, plain and simple.
説得の大人何とぞ何と
You know, I just realized something when I first came to this world. Despite how different everything was, I feel like things just naturally fell back into place between us. Well, naturally might not be the right word. I mean, you're the exact same person no matter what world you're in. That's insane. To call that a natural phenomenon is underselling it a big time. If anything, it's supernatural.
わかりました。そなたに任せます。
謹んで拝命いたします。
そなたであれば、あるいは私より神妙にかの者たちを説きつけるやもしれませんね。
Your Highness.
冒険少佐、いかがでしょう。この者の案であれば、そなたにもご助力願えますか。
恐れながら殿下、改めて反対させていただきます。
Oh?
ご説明願えませんか。
確かに殿下が危険にさらされるという最大の問題は回避された。だが私が反対した理由はそれだけではない。説得さえできれば何の問題もないが、それが成功するという確証はない。よって説得が失敗した場合の次善策は強行突破となるが、その状況下では敵の包囲を突破することは非常に難しくなるだろう。一番大きな問題が戦力の分散だ。頭数で不利な現状では絶対に避けるべきだろう。次が将軍登場期露見の確率が高まること。つまり強行突破の場合、殿下の常軌を特定させず敵に攻撃をためらわせることが最大の利点なのだが、説得に向かった期待と真実味を演出するために随伴した護衛機の分、敵は的を絞りやすくなるというわけだ。加えて言うなら、殿下が偽物だと発覚した時の敵の反応は予測不能だ。今までの注意の話から想像するに凄まじい怒りを買うだろうがな。あくまでも我らの任務は殿下を無事に横浜基地にお連れすることだ。無論これ以上の血を流さずに済めばそれに越したことはないが、以上の点において現状最も目的遂行の可能性が高い作戦は依然戦力を集中した中央突破に勝るものはない。
数字で考えれば確かにそのようですね。
理詰めで固められる部分は可能な限り固める。数字が全てではないにしてもだ。
少佐のご意見に異を唱えたわけではありません。むしろ訓練兵を替え玉に使うことで少佐の作戦の成功率を引き上げることが可能ではないかと考えます。
構わん、続けろ。注意。
は、まずこの訓練兵が決起部隊の説得に成功するならばそれでよし。
その通り。
Did Tsukiyomi-san really just refer to Meiya as this cadet? Is she trying to keep Major Walken from guessing Meiya's exact relationship to the Shogun? I suppose that makes sense, yeah.
説得に失敗した場合でもこの者に注意を引きつけることで殿下をお乗せした機体の脱出をより容易にすることができます。その理由は決起軍部隊の目的が我々の殲滅ではないからです。殿下さえ手に入れば逃げる者は追わないでしょう。
Is she saying that even if Meiya fails to negotiate with them, we can at least ditch her and get the Shogun to safety?
仮にこの者が決起軍に拘束されたとしても替え玉であることに気づく頃には殿下は横浜基地に到着しております。
Would I be able to abandon Meiya the same way I abandoned the old lady at Mount Tengen? I mean, hell, I couldn't even give Her Highness the Triazolam. I mean, that's... Fuck, who the fuck was it that said that? There was someone who said something at the beginning of this mission to where it's like, that implied that not all of them would be coming back. I forget what it was. But yeah, it was very heavily implied that something like this would happen. And at the very least, something like this. I was expecting, like, death. This is something I'm willing to do, if it means bringing Alternative 4 to completion.
一つ聞くが、今のプランは殿下のお望みとはだいぶかけ離れているが、近衛軍としては構わないと？
この状況下で全体無事に帰還できる可能性はいかなる作戦においても大差ないものと考えます。殿下のご提案とてそれは同じこと。 説得が成功しても決起した者たちはいずれ処刑されます。
Wow, that explains why she wanted to do it herself. Captain Sagiri and his men would much rather die at the hands of the shogun herself than be court-martialed and executed as a traitor. She knew what they would have wanted, even without hearing it directly from their mouths.
でもよ、ここに残していったらあのばあさん死ぬぞ。メイヤがあのばあさんを大切に思うなら見殺しにするような真似をしていいのか。
私はあのご老人が亡くなるかどうかは
あ？
命があれば良いという単純な問題ではない。生きているのと生かされているのとではまるで違う。
けどお前死んじまったら。
そこに自分の意志があるかどうかが問題なのだ。それが反映できるかどうかが問題なのだ。
言いたいことはわかるけどさ。
タケルも考えてみてほしい。自分の大切なものが自分の意志とは無関係に奪われてしまうのだ。
This is just like what happened back at Mount Tengen. Is it? I'm not connecting the dots here, but okay. Meiya didn't see any problem with granting that old woman's death wish. But despite that, she was willing to break military regulations to protect that which the woman most held dear. Yet again, it all comes down to those core beliefs and convictions. Wait, hang on a second. That old lady was at the mercy of the forces of nature, with an impending volcanic eruption threatening that which she held dear. Just like how so many others are at the mercy of powers beyond their control, what with the alternative program and all the plots to dismantle it threatening that which they hold dear. And just like how Meiya said, it didn't matter if the old lady died, as long as it was what she wanted. Right now, Her Highness is preparing a way for the rebels to die, while still taking their wishes into account. Could it be that these two incidents seem so similar to me because... Nah, I'm just overthinking it. This world's timeline branched off a long time ago. I'm the one who changed it. By my own two hands.
殿下、そこまで。
Wait a minute. I kind of want to double check that now. Is this the date when the no. Maybe. When did the volcano incident take place? You know what? I'm pausing. I'm gonna find out. December 9th. December 9th. The evacuation was on December 9th. If I save my game, it is... Oh, it doesn't tell me the in-game date? Son of a bitch. Oh, yes it does. It's December 6th. Yeah, it's right around the same time. That's actually... Oh. Interesting. Okay, throwing that out there. So while the volcano eruption didn't occur at the same time, Meiya attempting to make this sacrifice is happening within the same time range. That's... okay.
斧が未熟。恥じるばかりです。
少佐は何か勘違いをされておられるようですが、この絵は常に殿下の安全を最優先としているに過ぎません。我々の観点で少佐の作戦以上に殿下のご提案が、そしてそれ以上にこの訓練兵の策が殿下の安全において優れていると判断したまでです。
なるほど。これまでの注意の言動が感情に支配されたものではなかったことは私にとって良いニュースだ。
では少佐、作戦をいかがなさいますか？
That course, huh? The sorry state of affairs isn't anybody's fault. I mean, none of this would have happened if I hadn't changed the future. Not that I think that makes it my responsibility, of course, but even so, I need to do something to help put an end to this mess. The same way Meiya has, and Her Highness has. If I'm going to speak up, then now's my only chance. It can't be anyone else but me. How do I feel about this plan? That's the thing. I don't really want to speak up. Why it's not Takeru's place to really speak up, you know? That is a difficult one. But you know what? Gonna end this recording session here. What will I pick? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been waiting for a spot to stop this recording session for a good 45 minutes now. I'm like, oh, maybe soon, maybe soon. Oh, there's more. No, there's more. We gotta keep going. Okay, because I don't want to just like pause in the middle of a fucking moment. We're gonna leave it off on this choice. Not that it's gonna matter any. That's just gonna give me more time to think about it anyway. For anyone watching this video, it's just gonna be a quick jump cut, and I'll be like, oh hey, I'm back. Here's the choice I'm picking. But you know, regardless, I am gonna end this recording session here. This shit's fucking wild. Like this last, like what? It's been like 2.5, 3 hours. It's been nothing but this key moment here. It's insane. It's insane. From that fucking alarm going off at the base, us going here, the whole shit happening, us getting stuck here. It has been quite the journey to get to this point. It's crazy. But regardless, I'm gonna end this recording session here. It's either gonna be a quick jump cut or a new video, but regardless, I'll see you guys in the next recording session. Until then, peace. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to even more Muv-Luv Alternative. In the last recording session, we started up episode 6. And 6.5 hours have gone by since, and we're still in episode 6. And a lot has happened in that time. Like I said, it's been 6.5 hours. But yes, a lot, oh my god, Jesus, can I talk? A lot has happened. I correctly predicted that the Shogun was Meiya's sister. I forgot she was a twin sister, but I knew there was a sister that we didn't meet in Extra. I remembered that. So I predicted that somehow, some way she's connected, and of course it was her. And it was her. So, called that shit. There's been some kind of civil war in the Japanese government. I forget how we got... Oh, right, because of the way the evacuation went at the volcano. Because we weren't the ones who stepped in to save it. And then the Shogun here escaped from the capital. She went down to this old abandoned fortress where we were stationed. And now my squad, along with a handful of others, tried to fucking haul her through this... down along the coast, through this pass, thinking we were safe. Then all of a sudden, we thought everything was good, and then fucking drop ships out of nowhere come down. We're surrounded, and now where we're at now is Miss Shogun here has proposed the idea that she face these insurgents, that she face them head on, and not only that she should face them, that she should be the one to strike them down. And then Meiya, wanting to ensure the Shogun's safety, says, no, allow me to do it. We are twins. I will do it. I will go in your stead, so if anything should happen, you will not be harmed. I will be the one to suffer. The American general, whoever the fuck is here, doesn't like either plan. He doesn't want to cause any unnecessary casualties or some shit, I think was his reasoning. I mean, his reasoning for not allowing the Shogun to go, because like his whole mission was to protect the Shogun. He's not going to let her put herself in harm's way. But with Meiya, I forget what his exact reason was. I think it was something along the lines of he didn't want to sacrifice any more lives than had already been sacrificed. Something along those lines. And now, for some reason, Takeru thinks he has to chime in. I still don't understand why Takeru thought he had to chime in. I don't know why this man's like, shit, if I got something to say, I better say it. Because no one gives a fuck about what Takeru has to say. Like, we, the reader, know. We, the viewer of this story, know how important Takeru actually is. Everyone else in this situation, to them, he's just a cadet. A very skilled cadet, sure. But he's just a cadet. Why the fuck does his opinion matter? Why the fuck does it matter if I agree with their decisions or not? That's why I don't understand this choice. Why Takeru thinks he has to speak up. It kinda bugs me. Kinda bugs me why he, like, I get it. He's very self-centered at the moment because he thinks he's Mr. Important who's got to save the world. Alright? But, like, I don't think his input is really important for this situation. But regardless, last time, on the last recording session, I said I'd leave it off on a cliffhanger. Chances are it's been a fucking jump cut, and the only cliffhanger you had to sit through was the last fucking, 4 minutes of me fucking recapping what happened in the previous recording session. That's the big cliffhanger. At the most, it's been like a new video. Oh, you had to wait a day. I know, quite the cliffhanger. But yeah, anyway, I'm on board with the plan. Yeah, I support Meiya's plan. I can confidently say that it's the best choice in this situation. If we can get Captain Sagiri to surrender now, it's all over. This plan's the only one that might just prevent further bloodshed. And since we're already strapped for time with Alternative 5 looming on the horizon, that's exactly what we should be aiming for. Which means it's the only plan I can get behind. Once again, who gives a shit? Obviously the prospect of Meiya being made into a decoy if things go south still bothers me. If it comes down to it, Meiya could very well be the next one to die. But she takes pride in having devoted her life to being the Shogun's body double. To deny her this opportunity would be like saying she's lived her entire life for nothing. Any rational person back in my world would try to stop her from doing this, but that would be stepping all over the person she truly is. Yes, that's my reasoning. From Meiya's perspective, not being allowed to fulfill that role would be a fate worse than death. Just like how that old lady at Mount Tengen felt about leaving her home. Oh. If anything, I should be focusing on what I can do to help ensure Meiya's safety. Even if she fails to persuade them, they won't do anything to her right away, as long as her cover isn't blown. And from the way she carries herself, why would they ever suspect a thing in the first place? Would it even be possible to prove she wasn't the Shogun? Yeah. Like, looking at him, you can tell. You can definitely tell, but I mean, whatever. I mean, she's barely even an imposter. The two of them could trade places any time and we'd be none the wiser. I disagree, but go on.